we not nightcapping. I guess I couldn't even get it out. Uh, I couldn't even get it out of my mouth. Nightcapping here on the YouTube. Y'all know how I like to do these randoms. Every blue moon, I'll pop a random on y'all. What's going on, family? Live in my truck. It's been a while since I come on this side. I'm kind of getting burnt out with the YouTube. I mean, with the TikTok. So let me bring myself over here. You know what I'm saying? I get enough of a TikTok and all of the debates, because on TikTok, that's all. It's beginning to be just debates. Everything is just about a debate show. But welcome everybody who's coming in the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's so great to see you guys. It's been a while. I'm still living. You know, I'm a truck driver, still doing my thing. Um, Today, like I said, I'm always, y'all know how I am, man. I talk about all kinds of topics here, here on my channel. You know what I'm saying? The things that is important to our community, I talk about it. Okay, whatever is important to our community, I talk about it. Okay, and I think this Diddy thing it's a learning lesson. It's a very important things. You can sit down with your children and basically tell them how the game is. Okay, tell them how the game is and how, basically how they are out here trying to involve your children into this madness of highly weird. I like to say highly weird. And the reason why I say highly weird, because you see these things when you're young. You're very personable. You're very vulnerable when you're young. And the, one of the things that I always tell young people, they're always trying to make fast money. Everybody wants fast money. Everybody wants to be famous, and everybody don't want to work hard. They would rather be famous. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Shout out to you, Huntsville, Alabama, in the house. Shout out to Huntsville, Alabama. And I stop off in Huntsville. I also got a buddy up in Huntsville, George. So it's great to see you. It's so great to see you. Egyptian Goddess, my girl in the chat. Egyptian Goddess. I just love that name, Egyptian Goddess, because you do know here in America, a lot of people don't know that Egyptian history that's right here. See, they don't understand that this is the old world, that this is the old world. And there's a lot of stuff here that's found right here in America. They're finding a lot of great things right now. Okay, and I tell people, you go into the canyons, they keep finding a lot of history of Egyptians. So it's a lot of stuff that they've been lying to us for a very long time. What I want to talk about is Diddy Combs. He had right now. I think he's pretty much gonna win that settlement against that guy. I think he's not gonna be. They said, breaking news, Willie D was talking about the fact that he's not gonna probably get charged for against that man, the man that charged him. He's the man that's in jail, who's actually suing him for $100 million. And what they're saying is they don't think he's going to be able to. The judge kind of said because of term limits. And this is one of the things I try to understand. I don't understand about when females be going after these celebrities, and they wait so long to go after these celebrities, and it be so long. Like they went after Bill Cosby, and then they had a term limit. They didn't have a term limit on Bill Cosby, and they had Cosby arrested, but then they later let him go. And it's amazing that these term limits, expire. People all of a sudden come out the woodwork on you. You know what I'm saying? So it's I tell people what I'm trying to talk about is the fact that the Diddy effect. It's more than just Diddy. It's more than Sean Combs. It's more than him. And Diddy learned this. I tell people it's a learned behavior. What you see some of these men, what they doing, it's a learned behavior. And most of the times when a person is sexual assaulting other people, it's because they've been sexual assaulted. And by no means I'm feeling sorry for Sean Combs. I'm by no means. But I'm telling you that Sean Combs didn't just wake up one day being the way he is, okay? And a lot of these young people, and we talked about this with R. Kelly. We talked about this, that a lot of this stuff start very young. And I always tell y'all on my channel, protect the children. I always tell y'all, the children should be your first objective. It should be, protect your children. What's up? What's up, Brightmore? My brother Brightmore in the house. It's so good to see him. This is the things that I try to tell my family and my friends. I tell people that our children is to be protected, and because what you're creating monsters. You're creating monsters. So most of the times when people have been molested, when people have been touched very young, most of the times they affect other people. Not all of them, but most of the times they affect other people. Okay? So when they've been touched very young, things happen to them, they tend to affect other people. And you see that. Okay? You see that with young people. That's why I never believed in my sons. I didn't believe they should. I didn't believe in boys sleeping over. I only had sons. I didn't believe in sleepovers. And I show if I had a daughter, I wouldn't believe in sleepovers. I never believed in teenage sleepovers, little children sleepovers. I just never liked that. What's up, Lucas? And I want people to understand that. I just never believed in it. Because a lot of things happen very young. A lot of these children are experimenting with each other. They experiment very young, and they do a lot of things. The cousins and, your cousins and then you got family members and stuff like that. And we don't look at it like this, but then these children grow up a certain way, then you wonder what happened to them, okay? But Sean Diddy Combs, Diddy has created. He is, he's been created into a monster. And it was way before the Meek Mill's video. It was way before the Meek Mill video. This is I tell people all the time that you got to understand that these people are a part of a cult. These people are a part of Sister Walker in the house. All of my beautiful following is showing up in the chat. All of my beautiful following. I just love y'all. And y'all have to understand, this is the thing what I'm trying to tell you. It's a cult. Hollywood is a part of a cult. It's no different than church. It's no different than some of these church leaders who are out here messing around with young children. Not all of them, but there's a lot of cult leaders. And these demonic entities, the music that you listen to is a trance. It can become a trance. It's a wave. It's a wave that you can be into a trance, similar to what you see in Get Out. And I want to tell this to men, and I want to tell this to women. Don't you go to these parties, you're enjoying yourself. Don't let nobody buy a drink for you. Don't let somebody buy a drink that you don't see what's happening to you. They have had many incidents where men have been taken advantage of. And what they have done, and I'm gonna tell you this: we know about women, but I'm gonna tell you, there's a lot of men who are afraid to speak out. And Diddy, there was allegedly that Diddy in some of his parties ordered to sign certain people. You know what he used to do? What they would do is they would take these men and they would get them drunk, and these men would wake up with no clothes on, and then they'll tell you, you either sign the dotted line or we're going to show what you did last night. And some of these young folks don't know what they did. They don't know what they did. Okay? So they'll wake up and they're humiliating them, and they have to sign these contracts. A lot of these young folks sign contracts that they don't even want to get themselves involved in because they're afraid, and people have, and I want you to understand this, they got something to hold over their head. So if you don't sign the contract, they're going to expose you, expose many of men running trains on these men. Okay? And these are young boys. Some of these are young men who thinking they're going to get a career, who are looking forward to be a star. And these are the tactics that a lot of these people are doing to these people just to be a star. Blood rituals without their consent. Blood rituals without their consent. That's what's going on. Okay? So this is bigger than Diddy. This is bigger. The whole situation is bigger than Diddy. Okay? So don't be surprised. There are some people it's not, Diddy is not the big catch. There's somebody that's bigger than Diddy, and you're going to see a lot of people talking. There's going to be a lot of people that you're going to be like, wow. And I was listening to the interview, even with Bow Wow. They were talking about what Jermaine Dupri did to Bow Wow, allowing Bow Wow to, his first, at 14 years old, how Jermaine Dupri allowed a grown-ass woman to have sex with Bow Wow. Bow Wow didn't know what the hell was going on. And then it was talking about many men taking advantage of Bow Wow. And when the man was interviewing Bow Wow, he really never denied. You could see the hurt in his face. He was trying to defend his honor, his manhood. And then you seen what happened with Usher. You can see what happened with Usher. And you can see that these men, Usher said, I would never allow my children to be a part of around Diddy. And then we talked about this, what Justin Bieber. You saw what he did, Justin Bieber. He was patting. They just showed Diddy and Justin Bieber before he got arrested, and he was hugging Justin Bieber and he was patting on Justin Bieber's chest, and he was patting on the young man's chest to see if he was wired. He was patting on him to see if he was wired. Unbelievable. And he was hugging on him. You know the things you wonder why when you see Justin Bieber. And this is not about a black and white. It's not about black and white. This is about young people. I don't care what color. What's wrong is wrong. What was done to Justin Bieber was wrong. What was done to Usher was wrong. What was done to Raz Beat, when we talked about Raz Beat, they was talking about, what happened to Stokes? What happened to Stokes? Why haven't they ever got the guy, we talked about immature. All of these young boys have been touched Marcus Houston. Why is Marcus Houston not locked up? The things that Raz Beat said that Marcus Houston did him. And his own cousin, Stokes. His own cousin. And this is beyond This is beyond. Diddy is going to open up a lot of cases. A lot of cases of having these sex cults. That's what these are, sex cults. And they will out here emasculate the men and the women. They had look how many women that he had. This is going to be bigger than Epstein. This is going to be bigger than Epstein. And then once Diddy start talking, there are going to be so many people exposed in this game. And I tell y'all sit down and y'all talk to your sons. It's not just your daughters that you have to have that talk to. You have to talk to your sons as well. And tell them don't drink from anybody. Don't take no pills from anybody. Don't take no weed, smoke weed from anybody. People are lacing this shit. We got 16 people in the chat. Could y'all hit that like button? Could y'all hit that like? Let the church say amen. I want y'all to understand this stuff, man. I come on here to give the realities so y'all can bring this back to your own children. I try to give you things so you can bring it back to your own children. So you can give them, so we wouldn't have to go through this stuff. I want you guys to understand this. Because these, if it didn't exist, there wouldn't be no Diddy's. It wouldn't be no R. Kelly's. Y'all can please tap that like button, y'all. Please tap that like button. Also share the video. Y'all can hit that like button. We got to talk about the things that nobody wants to talk about. We got to talk about these things. We got to talk about this. Why did Diddy punch Cassidy in the face? Why did Diddy punch Cassidy in the face? Why did he do so? Why did he punch Cassidy in the face the way he did? And then, because he was not going to apologize. He wasn't going to apologize until he got caught. Then he felt bad about it when he got caught. This man is a devil. This man got a demonic entity inside him. And it started when he was a boy. All of these generational curses, it started when he was a boy. Halito, it started when he was a boy. Same thing with R. Kelly. Oh, and if you don't tackle these things when these young people are young, they grow up to be demons. They grow up to be demons. What we have to do is stop celebrating fuckery. Stop celebrating fuckery. Stop going around here telling young boys it's okay to do nasty things to girls. Stop. It's okay to do bad things, to be pedophiles. Because all of you doing is setting them up to be the next Diddy. All you doing is setting them up for jail. All you doing, all this. Because let me tell you something. When I was coming up, we had OGs. And the OGs that I grew up with was telling us right from wrong. And we got to sit here and talk to our sons so we won't have the next Diddy. So we won't have the next R. Kellys. It needs to be said. Because we all want to praise our boys for getting with a girl. We all want to say, hey, we all feel good that they got girlfriends. But some of the things that we do as men, and we sit up there and we celebrate men being nothing, just being assholes. And they grow up becoming something that they shouldn't. In this generation, we need to start talking about these things. Because they're going to be more Diddy's. They're going to be more R. Kellys that's going to keep going. And that's why I keep telling you, this is bigger than R. Kelly. There are way more R. Kellys out there. There are way more. They just the ones that's getting caught. I'm just telling y'all, they're just the ones that just getting caught. There's so many of them. I used to talk about back in high school, when I was going to high school, I remember a lot of these older men, when school was over with, you might have a crush on a girl in high school. But when you're in high school, a lot of us was young. So we ain't had no jobs. We were broke. Some of us was broke. But these grown ass men be waiting at the gate. They be 30 something years old. They waiting for the girls to come out the schoolyard. And these girls see these men with cars, these young girls. Shout out to Abe in the house, Abe Pride. So they see these young girls. And they buying them Popeye chicken. They buying them Popeye's chicken. Yeah, they buying them Popeye's chicken, give them a Diet Coke and some Popeye's chicken. Or they give them some McDonald's. And they giving them $20. They giving them $20 in their pocket. But you can't compete with it because you broke. You just a little high schooler. So even if you got a little job at McDonald's, you're not competing against somebody, an older person. So there was so many. Yeah. Or we could take them to the plaza. And there was so many of our people that we could sit there and we knew how to court young ladies. We knew how to talk. That was the days we didn't have cell phones. So you had conversations back in the days. I would rather, I think relationships was much more better back then because you could talk to people. And it didn't lead to the bed right away. But some of these young ladies was impressed by the 30-year-old man, by the 40-year-old man who was at the gate, or the 25-year-old man who's at the gate. And that's the reality of it. And we talk about this stuff. So we want to talk about R. Kelly. And you grew up with many R. Kellys. Many of you grew up with many pedophiles right around you. And you just never thought about that. You never even thought about it. You just, because you listen, I ain't seen nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. You didn't know shit. You didn't know what was going on because, and you seen it in your face. You didn't know that these young girls come back pregnant. They're pregnant for older dudes. They never been held accountable for it. And we talked about these issues. It happens in our community. Our community, our people. And young women have to be, young girls have to be young women very fast. Very fast. So that girl that you liked in high school, you gotta go fool with another girl from another school because you can't get the girl you want. How many of you went to high school, you couldn't get the girl you want or the guy that you want? And that's just how it is. You have to go elsewhere to go look. Because during that time, most of the girls in my school, a lot of the girls, not all of them, were with older men. They were with older men. Okay? So when we talk about R. Kelly, we talk about Diddy, there were many of these people like this. And like I said, on this channel, we talk about the most uncomfortable things. And I wouldn't tell you nothing that I didn't experience. When I was about, I think at this time, I used to, I came from my girlfriend's house and I was catching the bus. And the bus, I was coming from Tyra Lane and Cindy Place. And the bus service off of Lake Forest, it stops at a certain time. And I never forget, at this time, I had to be about 22 years old, 21 years old. And I was not in school at this time, but I was catching a bus from my girlfriend. And I never forget, a cutlass pull up to me, a dark-skinned dude with goals in his mouth. And he got a roll full of money. And the first question he asked me, he said, "Man, you need a ride? I see you walking. You need a ride?" I said, "Nah, I'm good, dog." He said, "Man, to cut a long or short, I have he said, I got into it with my girl. And she tripping. I just want to spend this money tonight. And I want to, you want to, get something to drink and chill?" And the first thing I thought in my mind, what man is going to ask a young man Do he want to have a good time and drink with him because he having a good time? I mean, because he had a bad time with his girl. That was a red flag right there. So I told her, nah, dog, I'm good. I mean, the cat waved the gun at me and said, man, won't you come get in this car? Man, I threw a brick at his car and I jumped through people's yard and I ran my ass home all the way from Lake Forest all the way to Diamond Road. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you that it ain't just women that goes through this shit. Men do too. So you remember the song they say, the freaks come out at night? They got many freaks that come out at night. And they be eyeing the little boys and they're eyeing the little girls. The teenagers out here. And this is why we have to talk to our children. We have to have these uncomfortable conversations. We have to talk about these things. And then you know, Julian, we always want to encourage our young children to do whatever they want. Whatever you want to be, you can be. And I used to sing when I was coming up. I used to be in the studio, and I sung for many rappers in the city. Many rappers. In the city of New Orleans, I sung for many rappers. Many rappers. I done many hooks. A lot of people don't know Crazy, the dude named Crazy. I done hooks for him. The dude is supposed to, he sounds similar to Tupac. When I first saw my chopper. But I done many songs, Rougher Era Records. But in the game, I had to get out the game. Because I seen a lot of shit even way back then. I seen stuff way back then. And I was like, nah, I'm not selling my soul for nobody. I'm not letting nobody emasculate me as a man. I'm not selling for no dollars, selling my body for nobody. See, I didn't have a daddy. My daddy died when I was young. I didn't have no father around me. I didn't have a father around me to protect me and tell me. I had my brother, but my brother was out in the streets. I didn't have nobody to talk to me. So I'm here to talk to the brothers who ain't no have. See, and I got sons I could talk to. I got sons I could talk to. So talk to your daughters. No matter how much they feel like that, you know, mama and daddy, y'all old, y'all just overprotected. No, that's the way if you don't talk to them, that's the difference of following them, finding them in, okay? Juju on the beat. Juju on the beat. What up, boy? I have to figure you out. So I tell people, this is why you got to talk to your children. This is why I tell people, talk to your children. Speak to them. They don't have a fear. Young people don't have a fear. You know, I was never scared. I used to walk through the city of New Orleans, Louisiana in the nighttime, and I didn't have a fear. I didn't ever think somebody would do something to me. I never see, and young people, they walk around with no fear. Okay? They don't think nothing. So you don't want to be finding them in a body bag. Okay? We don't want to be finding our children in a body bag because of these conversations. And they're not just taking children for sexual acts. They also taking our organs. You know how many black men and black women, black children, organs are being taken? Their organs being taken every day. Every day, you see them missing, the children missing, you see them on the carton, they taking their organs. Many of them. And they got people who eat your ass. You wouldn't even believe this. There's a dark world, underground world, where they eating you. And these people been eating our people for many years. I know as ridiculous as it sounds, that's a fact. They've been eating our people for many years. There's a lot of reptilians And y'all got to understand this shit. I will never ever get on this stuff. Everything I talk about when I come on my channel, it's all about life. Okay? If they would change, and we talked about these differences, or even when I'm a Creole man with Indian blood. I got a very deep Creole history, a very deep Indian history. I'm all that in one. But if they would take the time and take away, you got to think about this. If they would make the Christ that they call Jesus, and they tell you if it doesn't matter, it don't matter what Christ looked like. They tell you it don't matter. It don't matter. It mattered to you to change what he looked like with the scriptures. When they remove the Apocrypha, when they remove the Book of the Dead, when they remove the Book of Enoch. So if it didn't matter, why did they remove these books? So the things that they tell you don't matter, it really matters. Because what they tell you, what they say in religion, is that they people are going to go to heaven and your people ain't got a place in heaven. Because they have the disciples, all of the disciples are white. All of the angels are white when you go in these churches. And they got the whole screen or the whole board. So if it didn't matter, because in Revelations, you speak and you watch Revelation, it speaks of the Christ being a melanated man. And they talk about how all of the other lands, you go look at every other civilization, they worshiping a melanated man. And we talked about how bad our people want to be called black. We love the word black. That means we're dead. It's not a nationality. You don't have a nationality when you call yourself black. You don't have a nationality when you call yourself African American. You can't be African and American. You either one or the other. When you go and you compete against these countries and you fight in war, you're not representing Africa. You go to war right now, and this government tell you to attack Africa. What you gonna do? And it's been so ridiculous since Jesse Jackson in 1988 passed a bill for us to be reclassified to African. Our people are different people. You can look at our phenotype and see how different we are. And we just think that dark skin mean the same. Dark skin don't mean the same. Who told you because you're dark, it means that you are the same? People don't do that to white people. When white people are white people, there are different types of white people. You know damn well a Jewish people don't look like an Italian person. There's not a Jew in the world that looks like an Italian person. When you look at Sweden, people from Sweden, they don't look like certain people from Britain. You can look at these Europeans. They got different noses. Some of them got wide noses. Some of them got a perny nose. You know that they're not the same. What makes you think all people are the same by just looking at them? Because of skin color. Skin color don't make you the same. And that's a shame that people believe that. People got to understand these things. We talked about these things. If they can do this biblically, what would you think they do with you being the original person of this land? What would you think that they would do of you being the religion, the original person? Because you are the people that was the Jew. You are the Israelite of this land. You are the person that's in the four corners of the world, the four corners of the earth. You are the people that goes through more pain and suffering. They got knees on your neck. They're putting foot on your neck. You are of everything what the Bible say you are. So that Bible is talking about you. And we talked about these things. Okay? We talked about these things. Those who fall first will fall to the bottom and then regain to the top. And you got to understand, we talked about this multiple times on my channel, that you see immigrants who come to this country every day replacing you. These immigrants have came to this land and they have consistently replacing you. And you haven't woken the fuck up yet. They're bringing and white people. For the white people that follow me, your ass getting replaced. And I'm going to tell you why you getting replaced. You getting replaced because your ladies are not having babies. Your ladies not having white babies. And if they're not able to produce white babies, you are not needed. Because your women, because the Civil Rights Act, the Indian Rights Act gave white women freedom. It gave them freedom. And when white women got freedom, see, it's amazing that we are the only people that open doors for immigrants. We open doors for everybody else. You have to understand this. White women used to be in the kitchen. White women was in the bed. White women was not in corporate America. They was not in corporate America. They could not work. There was not CEOs. There was not doctors. There was not lawyers. And because these white women are not having babies with their white men, they have to replace them. And that's what you see with these other European countries that are coming here. Ukraine. We talked about Ukraine. That's the reason why many Ukrainians to America, because and all this has to do with voting, because they got too many immigrants coming across and they're not voting. They're going to lose their population. And they know these things. And a lot of these white women are aborting their children. They're not having babies. And our women are following them. We are aborting our people. We are creating treason against our people. So good to see you, Juju. We are creating these things to our people. We're becoming a following nation of people, because if you do not populate, if you're not having children, you will cease to exist. Anybody tell you that it's bad to have children, they're leading you up to abomination. The day that man is not having babies, the end of the world. The day that you're not creating children, that the day it's over for all of us. So it's needed for you to be fruitful and multiply. It's needed for you to keep procreating. Because without you procreating, we're going to go extinct. And that's the reality of it. And we have seen multiple people who are not, and I'm telling you, they're not understanding what I'm talking about. They don't have an understanding what I'm talking about. So white people, you out here talking about MAGA and Harris. These people, this is what I told people before. I don't have a dog in this fight. I don't give a shit about no Kamala Harris, and I don't give a shit about no Donald Trump. Politicians cannot save me. Politicians cannot save me. What can save me is the fact that my people spend money with us. What saves me is my people picking themselves up by the bootstraps. That can save us. We did it before with Black Wall Street. We have came together before. Why can't we do it again? We are the economic engine of America. But the problem is we make other people rich and we don't make ourselves rich. The Arabs, the India people, the Vietnamese, all these people come to our neighborhoods and they build businesses. And who you think is the economic engine for them? Who you think making them rich? It's our people. We the people who support them. Our women go to them Asian places and make them people rich. And they be beating the shit out of our women in them stores over a damn $5. Something they talking about they stole something that worth nothing but $5 fucking. And they beat our women and humiliate our women in these stores. But yet our women, we go right back and support these people. They unalived the little boy. Allegedly, he stole a water. And the Asian man ran him down and unalived him. But we allow these immigrants to be hateful and come into our neighborhoods. And we let these people populate our areas with their businesses. And they go out, they only come in, and they're not creating anything that's beneficial to us. All these people care about is they self. And we haven't woken up yet. Because we so busy fighting each other. We so busy being against each other. You know, when I saw in New Orleans, Louisiana, and I was watching Frankie Beverly ceremony, they gave a tribute in New Orleans, Louisiana. Shout out, I just love my city. Tears came down my eyes because it was like thousands. That man was loved in New Orleans. That man, they made a fake coffin. They made a fake coffin of him, a picture of him in a coffin, and they celebrated him and like he was there. And if we can come together for stuff like that, could you imagine? That's what the great Franklin Beverly used to say. We are one. We are one. When are we going to get back to being one? When are we going to get back to loving each other and stop being so fucking jealous of each other? When are we going to reunite and become powerful again? And it starts with our children. That was the purpose of this video. Because if we don't save the children, our people will not exist. If we don't save our children from Diddy's, save our children from R. Kelly's, because what's going to happen, them type of people, when they mess with children, then the boys begin to hate the girls. The girls begin to hate the boys. This is why we got to stop pedophilia. Because we are, it's hurting the balance of people. I don't care if you a person that's a same-sex person. I don't care who you sleep with. I don't care about all that. I'm not against you. I'm not against what you do. That's your life. But what I'm speaking on is the fact that we are the things that we're doing to man and woman is unbelievable. I have nothing against people who will do what they do. But what I have a problem is interfering with nature. And nature is to procreate. Nature is to have children. And if we don't have children, the planet of Earth with humans will not exist. So we got to stop pedophilia. And pedophiles doesn't mean the rainbow community. Pedophiles come in other communities as well, hide in heterosexual communities. So we cannot go around blaming the rainbow community because there are many guys out here on the download who are heterosexual saying that they are straight and they out here messing with children. So we can't just sit out here. And I'm talking about not just boys. We talking about these grown-ass men messing with these little girls. So anybody mess with children, it has to be dealt with, family. Has to be dealt with. Children, what two grown-ass people do, that's their problem. But when we affect children, that's the baddest thing that can ever happen. And that's what you have seen of Stokes did to B2K, that kid Raz beat. All of these young boys, you see when Diddy, a lot of these young boys like Bieber, all these young boys growing up. And they on drugs. You wonder why these kids are on drugs, because they've been, it's sad, man. So I would like to thank all y'all for listening to Chipino Nola 504 rant. I like to thank y'all so much for allowing me to rant, because y'all know how I am. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Also share the video. If y'all would like to hit the cash app, hey, I used to say no, not no more. I be telling people, I say, you know what? If that dude on TikTok who going around acting like, he's a man, he's singing, Charles, your lunch is ready. And he can go around here making, I say, you know what? What's wrong with y'all supporting y'all own people? I don't care. $1 or $3. Y'all can support me. I don't care. Y'all sitting out there making these weirdos popular, but the ones like us who out here giving the information, ain't nothing wrong with that. Y'all giving that pastor that money, but y'all, look, I got a job, but ain't nothing wrong with y'all giving me a little $2 or $3 just to say thank you. I love y'all. But Charlene, it's so nice to see you, young lady. Charlene in the house. Charlene in the house. Charlene and I see all y'all in the chat, man. Juju was in here. Sister Walker was in the house. I see my brother. The first. Let me see it. Let's look at this list. It's just so good to see all these great old faces in the chat. Brightmore, ain't nothing like my brother Brightmore. Egyptian goddess, George, I.B. George by George, in the house. My brother Bronze, ain't nothing but love for my brother Bronze, who always supporting our sports channel and all the stuff, man. Nothing but love for that brother, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, I got so much love for everybody. Thank you guys for always supporting me. And remember, y'all want to catch me when I go viral on TikTok. Y'all come on over to TikTok if you haven't already followed me on TikTok. We be going viral. Original Copper Empress Holber, Aborigine TV. A lot of us are over there. Okay, so you guys come on over. We be battling the ops. We be going back and forth with the ops. So y'all come over there and check us out, man. So y'all have a beautiful, beautiful night. And let's not let Diddy out. I don't want Diddy to be let out of jail. Brothers like that needs to be locked up. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. We got to stop that shit. Stop defending wrong. We got to stop as a community defending when people do wrong. Y'all have a